Welcome back. In this class, we discuss the total summary of the lesson. Here, we do not discuss in detail. I uploaded three parts. For more information, you watch those videos. Now, here we discuss only the incidents that were taken place during 1939 to 1947. Okay, let's begin. In the year 1935, British Parliament passed an act, that is Government of India Act 1935. Okay, according to this act, in that 1937 elections held in India under British. So under British we see elections here 1937. So now what was the result? Congress party, out of 11 provinces, Congress party won 8 and formed the government. Now what about Muslim League? Muslim League also contested in separate electorates for reserve seats. So it secured only 4.4% of votes, Muslim votes. Here it didn't have any mass support of Muslims, only 4.4 Muslim votes it secured. Okay, now let's now we go to 1939. Here this was the time for Second World War, beginning of Second World War. Now it was the toughest time for Indians, whether we support the British or oppose. But large members in Congress, they supported British, but they put one condition. They demanded for Indian National Congress. It demanded for a promise of independence from British, but British rejected. They without taking the consent of Indians, they declared that India would participate in Second World War. So to protest against their decision, Congress party resigned in the year 1939, which were formed in 1937. So the same Congress government resigned from the ministries and it went for individual satyagraha in 1940. Okay. Now during this time, British had special wartime powers. According to these powers, anybody can be arrested and without any prosecution. Okay, British suppressed all the Congress Indians. Now 39 Congress party resigned from ministries and went for or individual satyagraha. It organized a series of individual satyagraha in the year 1940 to 41. So individual satyagraha we see during this time. Now look at Muslim League. Muslim League, it was formed in 1906 for the first time only to save the interest of Muslims, landlords in Uttar Pradesh. For that purpose, this Muslim League was established. It passed in the year 23 March 1940. It passed a resolution asking for autonomy for the regions which Muslim majority Muslim regions or parts should be given an autonomy. So this was the demand. This was the resolution for the first time. Here, for the first time on this day, there was no separate country. Only autonomy. They asked for autonomy for the regions. Okay. The same resolution later they treated the same resolution as a demand for Pakistan separate country. So okay, this is known as Pak resolution held in 23rd March 1940, same year. Okay. Congress party made more pressure on the British. So at British they searched for the ways to punish the Congress party. British wanted to defame Congress party and it wanted to decrease the fame among the people. Okay, for that they asked one question. They raised one question, that is the right of Congress to represent Indians. The right of Congress for the representation of Indian population. So this question, because different types of religions are there, minorities were there, Muslims, Sikh, different types of religions. So what is the right of Congress to rule India? This way they questioned Congress party. So finally they followed divide and rule policy. Okay. to make defame Congress party, they encouraged Muslim League and Muslim plans they encouraged and they supported Muslims. Okay, finally they followed divide and rule policy. Now we want to say about Muslim League. I told you already, Muslim League was established 1906 for the sake of only Muslim landlords in Uttar Pradesh. There was no large mass support for this party earlier. Already we see only here 4.4 Muslim votes it secured in these elections here, and also it demanded for later it demanded for separate country. Now look at it is only for Muslims this league worked only for Muslims. Now what is the question? Who represent the Indians? Either Muslim League worked for only Muslims. Now one more in return, it is Hindu Mahasabha and Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. These two worked for to unite the Indians, unite the Hindus only. So it is for Muslims, it is for Hindus. Now what about Congress? Congress followed secularism. Congress gave a message. Congress was not a party for any religion. It followed secularism. Right. Now look at next 1942. What happened in 1942? Now that was the time middle of Second World War. What happened in regarding Japan? Japan extended its power into Southeast Asia. So British afraid. So British wanted to take the support of Indians. For that, British Parliament sent a minister, that is Sir Stafford Cripps. He came to India. He talked with Mahatma Gandhi to make agreement, compromise with the Congress party. Cripps came to India. Mahatma Gandhi here demanded that the Viceroy should appoint one Indian in his ministry, in his executive council. So he demanded to appoint an Indian. But Cripps, the British rejected the demand. So to protest after the failure of Cripps mission, so Mahatma Gandhi launched his third major movement, that is Quit India movement. Now what is the question here? We see who will make the British quit India. So either Congress through Quit India movement or Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose by Indian National Army. Now we don't discuss each and every point here. So we are discussing the incidents that were taken place during this period. Okay. For detailed video, detailed information, you watch my videos already I have uploaded. Right. Congress party launched Quit India movement 1942, same this year, and Subhash Chandra Bose established INA. He fought through Indian National Army. He recruited the POW, prisoners of war prisoners. He named it Indian National Army. Later, many Indians along with women also joined Subhash Chandra Bose Indian National Army. Okay, right. 1942 completed. Now, what about here? This time in 1942, during a Quit India movement, we want to tell 2-3 points. It started 1942. Mahatma Gandhi gave a call, do or die. He was sent to jail. Though Mahatma Gandhi was in jail, many young activists, they took forward this movement. Especially we discuss about the socialists from Congress party, Jayaprakash Narayan. Such socialists were very active during this movement. Okay, now in 42 over. Then 1944, Mahatma Gandhi was released from jail. 1944. Now 1945, one more time. This time 1945, British government declared to create an Indian Central Executive Council, entirely Indian. See, Indian Central Executive Council, it declared, it wanted to create, but negotiation took place between Congress and Muslim League. During these negotiations, the leader of Muslim League, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he demanded that Muslim League should have absolute power, absolute right to choose its all Muslim members for the Executive Council. So the same demand was rejected. That was not accepted by all other parties because different Muslims were there in different parties. So these were the talks, negotiations were failed in 1945. Now next year, you see, next year the same Muslim League under Muhammad Ali Jinnah became very strong. So here elections held in the year 1946. 46 elections, Muslim League won all its reserved seats. It became very strong and it wanted to represent as the soul of spokespersons for all Indian Muslims. So it became very strong. Now see here, cabinet mission came to India. So here Muslim League demanded for separate country for Muslims. So cabinet mission came to India to study the demand of Muslim League. So it also wanted to give suggestions. For that purpose, it came to India. Look at here, 3-man committee. The mission, we see 3-man committee. It toured India 3 months and also it submitted 3-tier confederation. But India was not divided. So it submitted. For the first time, initially, all parties accepted this confederation, this proposal. But later, the same parties rejected. So it is short-lived. This agreement was short-lived. Later, all parties they rejected cabinet mission plan, and also this Muslim League became very strong. I told you during 1946 elections. So where was here with no mass support here, only 4.4, but here it has almost 86% of Muslim votes casted. It became very strong. It demanded for separate country. For that, to achieve a separate country for Muslims, the leader of Muslim League, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, announced direct action day on 16th August 1946. On this day, he announced direct action day. So riots took place. Thousands of Muslims and Hindus, they killed one another. So that happened during this time, 1946. Okay. Now one more, we see popular upsurge. Movements took place in different parts of the country. The same 1946, you know, this is known as the year of strikes. The year of strikes and work stoppages in mills and factories. Many parts of the country. 1946 year was called as the year of strikes and work stoppages of mills, factories, many parts of the country. Right? Which area we see movements took place? One is Bombay. So Bombay, Royal Indian Navy fought for because of one reason, that is supply, bad food supply. They fought against bad food supply to them and bad behavior of British officers. For those two purposes, it led a strike. These strike led by Communist Party and other socialists, CPI and other socialists, they led this movement, Royal Indian Navy. Okay. Now one more thing here, Bombay. Next, Bengal. In Bengal, Tebaga movement took place. Tebaga mean some small peasants, they demanded for 2/3 of cultivation. Then instead of half or less than half. So here they got success. This Tebaga movement led by Provincial Kisan Sabha. Okay, Provincial Kisan Sabha led this movement, Tebaga movement, got success. And one more movement we see, peasants' armed struggle held in Hyderabad. They fought against the rulers and their armies. Okay, here also Communist Party led this movement. the same type of peasant armed struggle held in Travancore, which we call today Kerala. Hunnapra Vailar. Here also the same type of armed struggle. Peasants took up the arms and fought against their rulers. Here, these two, Hyderabad, Travancore. Here also, Communist Party supported or led these type of movements. Okay, these are all 1946 to 1948. Okay, these upsurge BC. Now we go to 1947, very important one. Now, okay, Mountbatten. In the year, now Mountbatten replaced Wavell. Earlier was our Viceroy Wavell. So Wavell was replaced by Mountbatten. Mountbatten became Viceroy to India. He wanted to take one more negotiations to find solution for the problem. He held last talks. So these talks were also failed. There is no way before Mountbatten divided Punjab into two halves, one half for Muslims and the other half for Hindus, and Sikhs. Punjab became two parts in March 1947. Now one more is the same in Bengal. Bengal also divided into two parts, East Bengal and West Bengal, two parts. Okay, so now one more, Pakistan. Here talks were failed. So here the Mountbatten, the Viceroy, he declared the partition of India. The more majority Muslim population are known as Pakistan. What are those? It is Punjab, already I told you, Muslim Punjab. Then East Bengal, it is for Muslim. North-west frontier provinces, and also it is Balochistan and Sindh. These are the areas where we see the majority Muslim population. So it is named as Pakistan. And transfer powers from British to Pakistan on 14th August 1947, and to India it is on 15th August 1947. Okay, on the same year, look at once. What was the situation in India? It is very, very painful situation. Partition. One country was created based on religion. So it made very painful each and every, both sides, Hindu and Muslim. They were suffered a lot. They killed, looted, burned their properties, one and another. So both sides. See, partition, because of partition, 2 to 5 lakh people died. Both sides, Hindu and Muslims. And migration, see here, 1.5 crore people displaced. Okay, very painful situation. Okay, right. People, they were suffered a lot, both sides, Muslims and Hindus here. Now look at, what about princely states? There were about 550 princely states. So whatever the charge of integration India, the charge of unification India was given to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was given the charge in July 1947. He held talks with the all princes, and finally he also gave warning, if any did not join India, the army would have to be sent, and to complete the process of unification of India. This way he made a warning for them, and finally all the princely states except these three, Jammu Kashmir, Hyderabad, Junagadh, they joined India. So integration of states began by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Now these are about, now it's time for 1948. Mahatma Gandhi. 1947 August 15, 1947. Where was Mahatma Gandhi? He was in Bengal, Naukhali. So both sides riots took place. See here, 2 to 5 lakh people died in both clashes. So Mahatma Gandhi, he did not celebrate the first Independence Day. He went on fasting on the same day. He did not wish this type of freedom. This was not the freedom that he had wished. So he went to Bengal, the raids held areas to maintain peace and brotherhoodness because between Hindu and Muslims. He tried there. He spent all the time in raids hit areas to create peace among Hindu and Muslims. He returned back to Delhi on 9th September. On 9th September 1947, he came to Delhi, returned back to Delhi. He made talks with Nehru, the Prime Minister. Initiative of Nehru and Gandhi, Congress Party made resolution of the rights of minorities. Right of minorities were passed by the initiative of Nehru and Gandhi. So, because of all these, because of the role of Mahatma Gandhi, some sections in the society they got angry with Mahatma Gandhi. So they shot. Finally, Mahatma Gandhi was shot dead by Nathuram Godse on 30th January 1948.